Well, howdy doody, you all out there in the office or living room that you happen to be in. Welcome to GGameKnights. My name is Ryan. I will be mastering space here for these lovely individuals, the players of Wildspace that you see around me to my right and below and to the right at many different angles. Hi, it's good to see you. Who's not in roll 20? Okay, there you are. Gosh, lots of fun stuff happening right now. We have an ongoing contest. Check out our Twitter for the pinned tweet for details on how to enter. You can win yourself a copy of Mordenkainen's Termithos. And the more people who enter, the more prizes get unlocked. So it behooves you to enter and also peer pressure others into entering as well. We also have coming up this weekend on Saturday, Survivors Complex, which starts at 5:30 Eastern time. Yes, am I right? Yes. Okay. It's a brand new arc. I think they're only about 3 sessions into it, so it's a perfect time to hop on board if you haven't been keeping up with it. And if you really want to go back, all the videos are on YouTube. But also this coming Sunday is a Mother's Day, so don't forget it. If you have a mother figure in your life, definitely reach out to them. But after that, the day after is Apocrypha for those for kind of the opposite of Mother's Day. It's Kill Your Dad Day. And that's going to happen at 8 p.m. Eastern. Is that the opposite? Feels like the opposite.
I think that's
the opposite of love your mother is kill your dad, right? Anyway,
I think Oedipus would agree with you.
No, precisely because it's part of Oedipus. It's not opposite, but I won't pontificate on that subject.
But lots of things moving and shaking in Apocrypha, so please check that out. And then next week on Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern, the next session of Tidefall, as the party there is on the trail of an aboleth. Spoiler warning, but we don't know. We don't know what's going to happen there, but someone going to die probably, and that's okay. But tonight we are here. We're ready to get to know each other, have some fun, kick it back, and we're going to return to Wildspace, everyone. This week, doing the recap is me. So I drew the short straw, and here we are. And so I'm going to do it a little bit differently. I wrote a little something for this, but all right. So if everyone wants to settle down and relax, allow me to bring us into the mood. Out there in the universe, on the jungle moon of Johaka, underneath the shade of the flowering Puju trees, a small village of titanium domes dot the jungle floor like a forest of mushrooms. Inside one such hut, mother and child work together in the kitchen, each covered with a thick coat of yellow fur, 11 gleaming bright blue eyes gazing thoughtfully as they inspect the mess they made together. The child, licking at the sticky Puju nectar matting its fur, pauses for a moment.
Mother, what is an arc stream?
Child, an arc stream is a nexus of planar energies. It bends space. Tunnels of light and energy. With the right ship, you can fly right through an arc stream and find yourself in an entirely new galaxy. A journey that might have taken over 1,000 lifetimes could be done in a day. The arc streams are what connects us with the wider universe. They weave the fates of species throughout the entirety of Wildspace together. They connect us all.
Mother, where do they come from?
Huh? Some say the gods put them there. Some say they existed even before the gods. But no one really knows. Trillions of minds have set themselves to the task of understanding the arc streams, but so far, not even the cleverest among them know exactly how these energies work together, how they coalesce, how old they are, much less how they originated.
Mother, at school, Treba said that the Concord can close arc streams. Is that true? Why would they close an arc stream?
Well, that's complicated. So, you know how when you or your sister break the rules, sometimes your mother and I tell you to go to your room and close the door? Well, there are others in the universe who sometimes break the rules. And the Concord is like a mother. Only when an arc stream door closes, it can never be opened again. And I know, that sounds scary, but it's only ever been done once. And with any luck, never again. And now we talk through our problems, and the rule breakers usually just want to be heard. Now the Concord, they try to listen, and they talk. And it's nothing for you to worry about. Besides, I think the cookies are done. Now, go wash your proboscis.
Oh.
But countless light years away, in the Garen sector, an old, ratty cargo vessel sputters towards the temple of Chamacha Mandir, home of the Edict of Cosmic Incandescence. Built upon a vast asteroid orbiting Helios Prime, the Golden City basks in the radiance of a yellow star. The vessel? The Arcturus 8. And the ragtag crew within has seen some shit. Only a month ago, the crew was attacked by members of Ocelot, a shadowy hypercorporation rumored to terraform planetary systems and genetically engineer entire species. In the ensuing melee, Pace, the lightly civilized tiefling, was struck down. As the surviving members of the crew scrambled to resurrect her, dealing with a mysterious information broker known only as the Domino, Pace explored her afterlife, only to find it empty. Her ancestors taken by an individual known as Rampant, a tiefling in the service of an unknown dark power. The crew then restored Pace to life with this heavy burden, and together they traveled to the Uval system. As they prepared for their next journey, the crew was again attacked, this time by a murderous warlock named Quibbit Burgleplomp. In the aftermath, the crew recovered the halfling Eleanor, a divergent knight, struck by some dark curse rendering her incapable of understanding speech. They also recovered a book made of a strange, fleshy, unidentifiable material. They quickly discovered that the book seemed to feed on the life force of those who touched it. And with each feeding, the strange book began to grow and mutate, slowly, into a horrifying organism. And it was not long after that nearly all the crew began to hear dark whispers in their minds. Placing the book in a containment tube to be dealt with later, the crew moved on to a remote, forgotten planet within the Uval system, the drowned planet Gergen. There they discovered an archaeological site overseen by none other than Ocelot. It seemed that the dig site had fallen into chaos after the appearance of a blood witch. The crew defeated her and evacuated what few survivors remained, bringing with them a large cache of riches recovered from the dig sites. Among them was a strange purple object of alien design. Returning to Yuval Way Station, the Arcturus 8 was immediately raided by Concord guards. Apparently someone had tipped them off to the crew's activities. Though which ones? During what would prove to be a very brief stay in jail, a horrifying alien creature burst out of the head of one of the Ocelot scientists, slipping away through a vent. Sometime later, power grids around the station began to fail, and in the chaos, the crew escaped their cells and began to race back to the Arcturus. But things got worse. To the astonishment of all, a beam of light emanating from the station itself seemed to create a brand new arc stream whirling with dark, chaotic energy, and emerging from the miasma, a monolithic horror began to attack the station with swarms of alien creatures. The crew narrowly escaped, and they witnessed the purple alien object now transformed into some kind of mechanical creature in possession of the mutant book. Leaving them both in the station itself behind, the crew aided others in escaping the system back through the original arc stream as Concord starfighters and capital ships remained behind, clashing against the swarms of creatures that began to flood Yuval. And in a state of, in some cases, shock, in others, confusion, and in others, guilt, the crew has found their way to Chamacha Mandir, seeking many different things, but among them, answers. And as you begin to lower the ship into the docking bay, looking out the window, there seems to be a grand reception for you all. Over 100 figures wearing black robes speckled with silvery white stars gather, waiting. Sean, would you please describe what kind of the architecture around this looks like for the Pleiades?
Sure.
And me?
I imagine the area where we would be landing. Like I said, it's sort of like a temple. I think a lot of it's based on like Indian architecture, and so I think it has like a central sort of bazaar area as the largest exterior of this smaller kind of shorter buildings. All of them specced with a bit of this like reflective golden material. As far as where we're landing, I think there's a kind of a small port here. It's not very large by any means, but everything's sort of open and it, again, sort of exposed to the what would be the brilliant kind of blinding death of the sun, but it is instead sort of this pleasant, temperate exterior. I don't really have anything else beyond that. Yeah, I think everything is sort of glistening and colorful and vibrant and just splendid, I think, in the literal meaning of the word.
Excellent. And Vincent, would you please give me a piloting check before you land?
Oh, God.
Oh, please don't crash into the church.
That is a 14.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So, Vincent, you ease the craft down. The landing gear extends and connects with the concrete below. And it's a nice landing. It's actually one of your softer landings. But even still, some of the hull that had been damaged in the most recent bout with the purifiers, that stubborn paneling falls off again. And everyone hears this loud clang as one of the exterior slabs of hull clatters onto the concrete.
Oh, come on.
But I will start with Rush. What would you like to do now that you all have landed? I imagine the doors haven't quite opened yet.
I think I am probably visually nervous. Maybe sweating a bit. Yeah, it's kind of steams off. I'm nervously sort of gathering my robes, trying to make myself look as nice as possible, and then I'm going to wait for everyone to gather before we leave the ship together. So I guess just wait in the cargo bay.
Sure. Did anyone want to do something before you gather in the cargo bay?
Do I have, like, an extra pair of shoes somewhere that I could put on so I don't have bare feet or goo shoes?
If someone can provide a good reason why there's an extra pair of shoes on the ship.
I could maybe make you some really simple ones out of metal and some spare straps we've got.
I'll go barefoot.
We'll get you some boots.
I'll go barefoot. I don't want to embarrass Raj in front of his family. I'll take off my friend's shoes. I'll put friend back where they go and just go barefoot.
I'm gonna wear Pace's shoes because Pace doesn't care.
Would you offer that?
Gwen, do you want to wear my shoes? You look like you're worried about something.
Just don't want to embarrass Rosh in front of their family.
What is on your feet? That would be embarrassing.
Oh, nothing. That's kind of the point.
Oh, do you want these shoes then?
Do they fit?
I don't think so.
Oh.
They're probably a bit big. Yeah, they're a bit big.
That's all right. I'll just get some in the market somewhere.
Go ahead, it'll be fine. It'll be okay. You won't be the only person barefoot. I can promise you that.
Oh, great.
And if you take a peek at the window, sure enough, many of the people in the roads do not have shoes on. Some have sandals and some have more comfortable boots, but many are barefoot.
There are a lot of people outside. Are we about to get arrested again?
No. They don't really do that much here. Do I know what's going on outside?
I think you can roll me an insight check. As you look out at the faces of the people.
Yeah. I assume do I recognize anyone in the crowd?
Let's see what your insight check is first.
Oh, that's not good. That's an 8.
Yeah, you don't see anyone you recognize yet, from this angle anyway. Everyone seems anxious or anticipatory. You're not. Yeah. Everyone seems on edge.
I've only left home once, and this would be me coming home at this point. So I'm sure everything's fine.
Okay, so we're getting arrested, Captain. Then I just have him come over and I'm getting ready for a fight.
And Captain is wearing a brand new device upon his head. Bolster, would you like to describe what it looks like?
Yeah. It is kind of a... It's a light, thin metal helm that kind of comes and swoops down over his head, kind of shading his eyes and kind comes and like wraps around his jaw, and there are like tubular injectors kind of over at like the corners of his mouth, and some glowing red spikes pointing out the back.
So, Bolster, the artificer, over the past few days has cobbled together an impressive item for the Pterodon captain, which will allow him to squawk fire at people. So it's pretty cool. And all right, excellent. Is there anything that you want to do before you lower the door? Do you want to? What are you doing with Help and Eleanor?
We're taking Eleanor with us, correct?
At some point, I would assume, but is she going to be okay with that crowd out there? Do we want to keep her on the ship until we can get her the help she needs?
That's fine. I can have somebody brought here instead of taking her to the temple. It might be safer that way.
Okay.
And I think Bolster looks over at Help and is like, "Hey, buddy, maybe we can find something about where you come from over here. Here they've got a lot of information that might be helpful. You might want to come with us."
All right.
All right. Just stay close.
I will stay close.
So happy. Bolster kind of puts his little paw on Rosh's back and says, "After you, buddy. We'll follow your lead."
All right, then. How do I open this door again?
All right, so
open
the cargo door.
Yeah, sort of just like very panicked at this point, actually forgetting how to open the door, I think, for a moment.
All right, roll me a D100.
Me?
Yeah, you. Or you could roll a D2. That's also.
All right, well, I rolled a 53.
That's just enough for this not to be really embarrassing. So, the door, the cargo door, which is, still in needed, like, some replacement parts, but is functioning for now, manages to hold together just enough. It begins to and shudders a bit. It seems to stick. And then, like, continues the rest of the way and settles lightly into the concrete. There was a chance it was just going to slam down and possibly fall off. And as you do, and as Rosh kind of steps forward and the crowd sees them, a song begins to come up. And those of you, and I think there's more than a couple, who speak Celestial, you understand the words of this song. And it's... I didn't write a song, but the words are like, "The light hallowed has returned. The light travels. The light guides. We see the radiance." And there's different variations of that. So, and Raj, also, as you step at the front, you also see a familiar face of Roman, the celestial father. Ramon, sorry. Is it Ramon?
Yeah.
Or Raymond?
No.
Everybody loves Raymond.
Yeah. You see the face of celestial father Raymond, who clasps his old hands. I don't know what he is or looks like. Do you want to describe him for me?
Yeah, I think he's human. Is, like you said, older on in years, probably late 60s, early 70s or so. Clear signs of like aging, very dark skin, long hair that's like black and then kind of goes to gray and white a bit, and I imagine he has a pretty like thick, kind of bushy black beard as well.
And he approaches you and extends his arms, and says, "Rashul Satyan, you've returned to us."
I walk down, or I very quickly walk down, still a little awkward by this whole thing, and as I approach him, I stop and I bow in front of him, and I as I do like the sort of proper thing, and I bow and I give him a big smile, and then I just give him a hug too.
And then he hugs you back, and he's like, "We've all missed you."
It's been some time. I wasn't expecting all of this. This is a bit much.
I know, but this kind of thing doesn't happen very often. I'm sure you understand.
No, I do. I look back to everyone else and motion for them to come forward. So these are my friends. I've been traveling with them since, well, shortly after I left.
Howdy.
Welcome to the temple of Chamacha Mandir. You are welcome in the light. Thank you for bringing Rashul Satyan home to us. Somehow safe in that thing.
You're welcome.
Thanks a lot.
And he beckons for us, like, but come with me. And people are continuing to sing in this time. And someone, I think I saw notice in chat, this conversation is in common, yes. Or it shifted into common at some point. People are still singing and cheering and kind of doing this this kind of slow, steady dance that's mainly shoulders. And there's a kind of a commotion that comes up from the crowd, as seems someone pushing their way through. People are kind of a little bit shocked as what emerges from the crowd is a silver-haired elf burst forward. As Rosh, you recognize Uline. She races towards you and sweeps you up in a hug that goes around your neck. Just like, Rashul, I missed you so much, my sweet child.
And I hug her back too, and I say, "It's good to see you too, Mother."
Where have you been? What on earth are you wearing? As like the tentacle cloak is kind of like wriggling around your neck.
Oh, you know, I thought I took that off.
If you did and I missed it, I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. I actually think I probably forgot. I'd forgot to say I took it off. I had like thought about it during the week and then totally forgot about it. I picked it up. It's fine. It's all right.
I'm sure you have much to tell us. So please let's get something to eat. I'm sure you all are very hungry.
Of course. Everyone, this is my mother, Uline. This is, and I introduce everyone else.
All right.
Hello.
My, you're tall.
Yes.
And you're very small. Hello.
I think Bolster's kind of wiping a little tear away, and he's like, "Aha, there. It's nice to meet you."
Oh no. He's thinking about his family of 1,100 people. All right. So I think you all begin to walk back to not Uline's home. You're actually going to go to the temple proper, where the Celestial Father generally is. So there's apparently a banquet that's being prepared for you all. But you tell me, what does a banquet mean for your temple? Is it like a banquet, or is it kind of a little bit?
I think it's more of like I think it's more of like a potluck.
Sure.
I think it's more because there isn't really a central like wealth or anything to the temple. I think that it's all the worshipers and everyone just sort of gathering together. Some people bring food, some people play music, everyone sort of contributes in their own way, giving their own sort of light and radiance, personal radiance to the affair.
Okay, yeah. So there's the people that. And I think at this point, those of you with a higher passive perception, you notice that a lot of the people in the robes, there's like flour stains on them, as it seems that, or soup like splotches. And it seems like most of the people there had just finished cooking up something and raced down to the spaceport to meet you all. Oh. And they're and they, as soon as you begin to head back to the temple, everyone begins to race back to their homes to collect the food items that they've prepared, and everyone brings what they've prepared. And because most of the people here are from just all over the galaxy, universe, really, there's just a wide array of different flavors and spices and cooking techniques. It's there's so many different scents and flavors, and if you're looking for anything, probably one person makes it here. But as you walk into the temple itself, is there anything about the temple, like gold plated? I'm assuming. What kind of room is it? Like high ceiling, vaulted ceilings, or is it sort of just like open? Is there even a ceiling? I guess if you're all about the sun.
I think the central worship area is open. Like there is sort of a direct shoot upward to the precipice of this ziggurat or pyramid, and I think that's open, and like the light is like comes down from there, and probably angled, and I imagine the whole thing's angled so that like the sun is sort of cresting, so it's always lit in here, very well lit. But yeah, I think the central area everyone would gather is a big circular room. With like paintings across the ground and reds and golds, and then up the sides this same sort of gold filigree all the way to the open roof at the top.
Excellent. Yes.
Are there any trees?
Sean?
I think there are plants probably that have been cultivated. I don't think they grow here naturally, but there might be like potted like plants and things that people tend to, in like a garden that people tend to in the area.
Yeah, I think for maybe like there's a lot of groves that have been brought in for oxygen production to help subsidize the atmosphere generators that are kind of spread throughout the asteroid, but they're kind of also boosted by some more natural means, as there are. As the same way as there is an entire universe of different methods for cooking, there's also a universe of different methods for horticulture, as people have managed to grow plants in these very unlikely environments with techniques that seem like magic to everyone else. So yes, there are trees.
Plants. Oh, okay, there are okay.
Yes. So all right. So unless you all are rude, you all sit down and eat together. But yeah, we don't have to play out the meal unless you want to. So
is there meat?
Oh yeah, the meat.
Oh good.
There's meat. Probably maybe meat you don't recognize.
I am all over it.
And were you to ask about the origins of the meat?
Yes.
I think that there are grub herders who have kind of flocks of grubs that they tend to like live mostly underground in the asteroid themselves, kind of like chewing, like they actually eat survive on like the minerals of the asteroid, and they bring in more asteroids kind of floating free in space to like kind of so the asteroid itself doesn't get eaten out. But there's a monstrous asteroid.
So this is rock meat? I'm eating rocks?
It's probably pretty dusty.
I mean, no, I mean, yeah.
That is amazing. I've never eaten rocks before. This tastes very good. How big are these grubs?
Oh, they can get pretty big.
Like how big? Like this big? Like this big?
I mean, they're like this big, but I mean, they're dense. It's like 70 pounds.
That's amazing. Are you one of the herders then?
Oh, I heard.
So what is your prize? Just talking about these creatures.
My prize one is named Stanley.
That is amazing name. Very strong.
Very strong. He just begins to mirror your accent for no reason.
Pace, if you want to see them later, we can.
Yes, I do.
We can certainly go then.
Excellent.
Pace is a big fan of creatures from all over the place, so I'm sure she'd love to see your livestock.
You will have to come by.
Of course, I would love to.
Yeah, and that it's like, just see me whenever. Just come to Morgan. I am the. I don't like to brag. It's not becoming, but I'm kind of the guy. I'm the guy to go to if you want to see the best.
Oh man, I want to be the guy.
One day, you just work hard and practice, and it will come to you. That accent just like went on a journey from the start to end. But I found it at the end of things.
While the meal is going on, I'm just telling Uline, and if Father Ramon is there, then I'll tell him too. Otherwise, I'll kind of fill him in later. I just am telling him just sort of everything that's happened since I left.
Okay.
Kind of glossing. I'm not getting all the way up to all the terrible crap that just happened before we. I figure we'll tell them that as a word, but starting with going back to Fulman and everything that happened with Yaren and Sith and
y'all, if you're gonna make eating sounds, mute your mic. I can't handle that. I can't handle it. I don't mind the miming, but I can't say that sound. Sorry.
Anyway, I tell him about going back to Fulman and then pretty much everything since then, meeting up with Bolster and apprenticing under him, and then everything that happened after that.
All right. I'm trying to think if there's anything I want to bring up to that quite yet. I think just everyone who is nearby you and people are crowding around you. They're just wrapped in every word that you say, even the most banal details that you share. They're like, ooh, a noodle nose. Oh, I've never seen one of those before. They're just
get here.
Everyone is just completely hanging on every word.
Okay. I'm sufficiently. I maintain a smile the whole time, but I probably am stuttering and.
Sure. Give me a performance check. Let's
Oh God.
have the dice determine how well you're doing this.
Oh, that's not as bad as it could have been. It's a 7.
Okay. Then yeah, I think your description is right.
Okay.
Yeah, that feels like a 7.
Yeah.
All right. So, and I guess like help is sticking very close to you, Bolster. Just like basically shoulder to shoulder. Doesn't seem to be just is like kind of looking around. Doesn't seem to be nervous. You don't sense nervousness from it. But yeah. Yeah. So who's sitting with who? What's the seating arrangement? I'm curious. Okay.
I just in general am sticking very close to Rush. Probably not saying a whole lot unless people like directly talk to me, just like
Okay.
tall bodyguard style.
I think there are a few people that seem like they want to talk to you, but they think twice, and they are just a little bit. It's partly your stature, but it's mainly your demeanor of just kind of. I don't want to say cold, but I mean that kind of works. It's
Detached.
very detached. There we go. Thank you. That works. What about you, Vincent? Where are you sitting?
It's probably trying to subtly teach Pace some table manners, like Pace elbows off the table.
But it is easier to reach the food if it is right there.
Yes, but I'm in the wrong
But why?
accent. You grab the food first, put it on your plate, and then you eat from there.
But my hand is right at my mouth place when it is on my elbow is on the table. Why would I make it harder to myself?
It's so that you don't make a mess.
I will lick my mouth into my fingers and there will be no mess.
But that's just trying to drill in like.
Yeah.
I lick my mouth into my fingers.
Just trying to teach Pace how to dine in high society. Not that this is necessarily
It doesn't
as what
go
you told me.
Okay. Let me roll your passive perception really quick for the two of you.
But why?
But why? Pace, you notice, but probably don't pay it much mind. There are two children on the other side of the table, just like.
I nod, and then I realize I might try to smile, and I just show like all my sharp teeth.
And they look at each other like, and they both in unison put their elbows on the table.
This is the dream.
All right. So the meal happens. Everyone's celebrating. And is there wine at one of these affairs, or
Yeah, I'd say probably.
just a little bit.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's getting like just wasted in the temple, but
Except for Randall.
Just a scooch wasted.
All right. Cool. That's a good question, Kitty. Is no one intrigued by a mouse? I think you're right. I think people would be intrigued by a mouse and a large ant. So
I want it known. I'm sure Vincent's sitting by me or across from me or something, but I'm sticking close to Bolster. Wherever he is on the other side.
Okay. I think I don't know what to do with this scene, except this is what I want to do. It's a very brief thing. And Bolster, are you still wearing your robe of many eyes?
I am. I see everything.
Okay.
And it was really bad getting off the ship, by the way. I didn't mention it, but I'm probably blind at this point. It's fine.
Okay. Yeah. Now that you're only half indoors, since like the roof is removed to allow the radiance of the sun in. Because you can see in all directions at all times, you notice at the back of the room, there's a tabaxi staring daggers at you.
Have I seen a tabaxi before?
I don't know. You tell me. Not in this game you haven't, but not like that I've mentioned, I don't think.
I don't think I've ever seen a tabaxi before. And I think because of that, I'm not sure I can tell if the facial expression is just the shape of the tabaxi's face being super intense.
Okay, then you just see intense. It's just an intense glare, unblinking.
Yeah.
Shimmering, like the way that cat's eyes like just glow and as it's kind of a little bit far back in the shadows. You see it perfectly because of your robe, and which I think has dark vision and all sorts of things. So but it's still shimmering in the absence of light, rather.
Wow. is there anyone kind of at the table near us that's like from around here, or are they all like clustered around Rosh, like very focused on him?
Most of them are clustered around Rosh and focused on him. There are others that, like the children, are focused on Pace. But I think there is probably a couple people who, the more socially awkward types, the ones that don't feel comfortable trying to like wedge themselves into a tight circle to hear something. They're just like, well, I guess they'll have their fun. I'll hear about it later, I bet. They'll tell me what he said, and I don't want to be about it. I don't want to take up space or anything.
Hey, buddy. Hey, can you mind if I just ask you a real quick question?
I mean, sure, take your time on the question. I mean, I don't want to rush you one way or the other. It's whatever you want. The pace of the question that you want to ask, I don't let me dictate that for you. I mean, whatever you want to do. I don't want to tell you how to ask a question.
You're all right, buddy. What's your name?
Chris.
Hey, Chris. Well, I was just wondering. You see that cat over by the door? That cat person back there?
That's a little rude. Not one of those. Okay, it's a tabaxi.
Tabaxi. That's okay. I've never seen a creature like that before. But it looks like it's like he or she is staring at me. And is that do you know who that is?
Yes. I do know who that is. That's Diggory. That's Diggory.
Do you know why Diggory would be upset about us being here? Or?
I don't know if he's upset or why. But they're just always really intense.
I could ask.
Oh, I mean, you just go over and ask somebody?
Do I have to get up? I was gonna like yell at them from across the room.
Okay.
Vincent will stop you from yelling and just be like,
what?
Everyone's eaten. If you wanna just get up, take some food with you, get up, go over and talk, but...
Okay. I'll take my plate and walk over. I'll pile my plate and then I'll walk over.
All right.
Thanks, Chris. I appreciate the help.
It's not a bother. We're just,
Thank you, Chris.
So what do you do, Pace? I'm sorry.
I'm gonna walk over.
Okay.
Hi.
Hello.
Nice to meet you. What's up?
We are just celebrating the return of the Light Hallowed.
Is that Rosh?
I try not to get so familiar.
Is that Rosh? Is that... Is that Rosh?
That is part of his name, yes.
Okay.
Their name. Sorry, Hairball. That is part of their name.
Something interesting about my friend?
I simply must know where they got that robe.
What robe?
The robe, the robe with the eyes, are you kidding me?
Where'd you get yours?
Talbot's. It's a very fashionable robe. I wanted the robe so bad. With all the eyes everywhere, it's
I don't know, I think it's kind of garish. Personally, you could do better.
I suppose it's a little garish, but I'm a little bit of a garish cat myself.
Okay. I'd like to roll an insight check.
Okay.
Alright, I'm gonna do that.
It's my buyer. Don't mess this up. I'm not. I don't think Bolster would go over there.
I rolled an 11.
Okay. For insight check?
Uh-huh.
And what were you inciting again?
I want to know if they're actually just interested in the robe, if they were like, that's heckin' a mouse from heckin' Manitou.
You don't know one way or the other. But I mean, they have every obvious, every sign that you see is they're interested in the fancy robe. And as you're kind of looking them over, Diggory kind of picks at his robe. He's like, "Well, they give us all these robes with the black and the stars, and it's fine. But I'm dressed like everybody else, and I think and they'll just get a little drab and boring over time. And
is it like a uniform? Like they'll have to wear it?
Yeah, it's weird if you don't wear it. You know, no one says you have to, but if you don't, it's like, who's that guy? But you know, I need to. Sometimes when I leave the temple and I go out, I just want to, want to feel a little fleshy."
Okay, I'll go ask. And I just turn around to leave and go sit back down.
Okay.
Hey, what was up with that guy? You talked to him. What?
They like your robe.
What? The one with the eyes all over it?
No, the other robe. Yes, that robe.
Well, you know, I was thinking of selling this.
Well, I think he wants to buy it. He said he's a very garish cat.
Sorry. Bolster didn't laugh at that. I think that was just me. But I think Bolster's like, well, all right. Well, I think I'm going to go talk to this fella. And I think Bolster goes over and starts to kind of talk price on...
Okay, be safe.
He's like, "Oh, but I appreciate the offer, but I need something my size, something that fits. Look at me, I am long and lean. You are very small and lean, you know."
But maybe you try it on. Maybe you just want to see what it feels like.
I don't know that I can get my arms in there. You think that's fine?
Well, it's more like a cape. You wear it, it kind of wraps around your shoulders.
I think I'm thinking about bathrobe. but yeah, maybe it's not like that kind of robe. It's another kind of robe. We'll go with your kind of robe for now.
Oh, sorry. I was imagining it differently. My bad.
Yeah. Okay, so whatever kind of robe you're talking about, just kind of throws it over his shoulders. And it doesn't immediately change to that. I think Diggory will have to attune to it for it to fully fit. But I think at that point they're like, "Holy crap, are the eyes actually moving on this thing?"
It's a magic robe. Lets you see all around you, and even in the dark.
That is amazing. Seriously, you have to tell me, because I've looked everywhere on Talbots and they don't have anything like this.
Oh, this is extra special. Yeah, I don't think you'll find anything like this around.
You're wanting to get rid of this?
I'm wanting to sell it. It's just not really my speed.
How much are you asking for it?
Oh, I don't know. What do you think something like this would be worth?
I don't know. I'd have to. It's very nice looking. I mean, I'm used to spending, up to 40, 50 gold on a nice shirt every now and then, a little ensemble. But it seems a little nicer than that. What were you thinking of asking?
I'm afraid it'd probably be worth a little bit more than 40 or 50, to be honest. I don't know. I'll have to think about that. How about you let me think it over? Is there a place I can get in touch with you?
Sure. I work at Talbot's. I get the employee discount there.
Of course. They gonna be all right with you wearing that around Talbot's?
I probably won't be able to wear it in the store, but when I go out to it's a kind of like the clubs off work world, I can go in some style.
All right. Well, that sounds good to me, man. Yeah, I'll get in touch with you once I figure this out. I'll have to think about it.
Okay. And we can roll do that D1 or first let's skip the D8 roll and just do the D100 roll.
All right. Rolling a D100. Got a 64.
All right, and it's a -10 because it's a rare item.
54.
So let me pull up the Nimjur and let's see if what he's willing to sell it for. Excuse me for a second. So essentially, oh my god. All right. So you get 2 offers actually as you search for, and this is going to happen over the next few days. So, and we'll come back to today in the present in a minute. But Diggory offers you half of what it's worth. That's as much as Diggory can scrape together. There's not a lot of on his income. It's the best. He's really actually, you don't know how he scraped together this much money, but manages to offer you 2,000 gold.
Oh, that's half. Wow.
However, you also meet another individual, a bit shady, and they offer you 5,000 gold for it.
Now, what do you mean by shady? Like,
I mean the book says shady, so it's a shady person, Travis.
I'm sorry, because like the way I'm thinking is like we're kind of shady. I mean, let's be honest, we are shady.
All right, this is the world where people praise the sun. They love the sun. This one's not in the sun. They in the shadows, dog. It's a dog, actually. It's a gnoll.
That's awesome. Well, if the gnoll is offering me more, and it's like I don't know very much about this person. I mean, they're obviously not like a member of the clergy, but you know what? We smuggle stuff too, so like let's do business.
All right, and the dog.
No got a war to fund.
Whose name is Norman.
What?
Thank you, Xanthars. It's like, no, what's anything? Thanks, kid. And takes the robe and vanishes down an alley.
Enjoy the robe, Norman.
All right. So you can add 5,000 gold to your inventory.
Oh my gosh! That's so much money, guys.
Yeah. Which Samathes will have to carry for you because I believe that's like 500 pounds.
I got a bag of holding.
Okay, never mind. You're good.
All right. That's going to add a lot more to my 90 gold that I have. No,
we'll have precisely 5,000 more.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So let's go back to the meal, though. What do you all want to do during or after? If we can move to afterwards, if you'd like.
I start playing an unspoken game with the children to see who can get their face the messiest.
Okay.
Vincent's just gonna keep prestidigitating the face.
No, you are ruining it.
Or he'll prestidigitate yours. He's not gonna mess with the kids.
Okay. And the kids are loving this game. For precisely 30 seconds before Mama sweeps in, and she is not thrilled about this behavior. She sweeps up the children and removes them from the area. You hear the distant crying.
Wow.
I get very somber.
Pace strikes again.
Yep.
You see why you need table manners, Pace?
I flick barbecue sauce at Vincent's face.
Attack roll, please, Dex.
All right.
Not proficient, or just a Dex check. I'm sorry.
That's a 21, sir.
That's definitely going to hit. I don't think Vincent has a... Do you have shield?
What?
Oh, you're going to bend luck? You can bend luck
I'm
on
trying
it.
to think if it's worth using an ability on this. But no,
If you have the shield spell and bend luck, could you make it happen?
I don't think I have shield.
Okay.
Yeah, and bend luck isn't enough, but Tides Chaos is only on one that I do.
Please
on
do
your
not
list.
ruin the church cafeteria. Please
Just-
don't do it.
But no, so I get hit with sauce, and then I just wipe it away.
Okay.
It is not my fault that she doesn't like fun. And I'll keep eating messily.
Okay. All right. So, let's move the scene along. Dinner ends. After the dinner, I think that there are probably a number of different activities. I think probably, what's an after dinner activity that you do like a church thing, like other than like
Eating Jello.
Cornhole.
cornhole?
Cornhole.
Sure. But it's space cornhole. So just imagine the corn.
I have no idea what this means, you guys.
The corn is, I was going to say blue, but there is blue corn. So,
Do you guys know what cornhole is?
I have
yes.
no idea what this
Yes.
is.
Oh,
It's
it's a
like-
southern thing.
It's that
I
game
think.
with there's two like things and you toss the bean bags and try to get them in the hole.
Yeah, there's a
Like
a
skee ball?
slanted. It's
Yeah, but with throwing.
But you don't roll. You don't roll it to that. You try to throw basically a beanbag
into
into
hole.
the hole.
Pace gets unnecessarily competitive with this.
Okay. So yeah, we're just gonna say that you beat almost everybody because of your dex. You're just gonna be better than everyone out there.
I think I go super Grinch at it, and if there's like a child, I'm like, I beat you!
Yeah. Pace makes 2 more children cry. So. Cool. So.
Get good, scrub.
Get good. And I think one of the children was like, I will get good. So yeah. So you've made a not an enemy, but a rival at Chamacha Mandir who will one day beat you at cornhole.
This is the best day of my life.
Okay.
You have made a mortal enemy.
Okay. So
Team up with
there's
Norman.
like some people like play music. Some people sing. Some people the ones that are really trying to earn brownie points, other people are like actually like reciting scripture to each other, or like kind of regaling each other with stories that have been. I don't know if the edict does the edict have stories in it, or is it like more like proverbs?
No, there's some stories, legends of the history of the edict and how they came to the pilgrimage to Chamacha Mandir. And
Okay. All right. Excellent. So yeah. So then at long last, when it begins to approach what your internal clocks read as night, most people begin to make their way home. And you are kind of left behind with a few of the officials who are not officials, but those who have some rank within the order itself, who are kind of hanging back to all speak together. Yeah, so let's say let's actually move the scene out of the temple itself and move it to we'll say Celestial Father Ramon's office, which is quite sparse as you all enter. There are some simple wooden chairs, a simple desk. There doesn't seem to be some of the it seems that all of the artistry and the gold and everything that adorns the temple walls themselves is reserved for actually places of worship, but in this office it's quite austere and simple and plain. Other than like on the walls there's some shelves with some scrolls and books and things like that, and a computer, we'll say, because I forgot this is also sci-fi, but it's dial-up. So, so yes, so there's a seat for everyone. Does help stay in here? Just stick with you? Just kind of like hanging near you this whole time? I guess there'd be no reason for them to leave.
Yeah, I think Bolster is definitely trying to include help in everything that we're doing because he wants every opportunity to like have the chance to ask questions about where help's origin is.
Okay. All right. So
I've heard some of your story already. Do you bring us any news? When you reached out to me, Roshil, you mentioned that you were in some trouble.
We were. I fear that we all still are. Have you heard any news of what happened at Uval Station?
We've heard some news that's trickled down here. Just scattered reports at this moment. There are a few of our order who have just returned from some of the more populous regions of the Concord space, and they mentioned there was a bit of trouble with some invasion there, I hear.
We were there when it happened, and I don't know. I haven't seen anything like that before. I don't know if anyone here might have, but it was more than just some raiders or they opened up a new ox stream. There was darkness. There was an uncomfortable light and creatures. I haven't seen anything like that myself.
And one of the cardinals, they're cardinals. I think he said they're cardinals. Or one of them just kind of blurts out like, "That's impossible." After you said like a arc stream was created, but realized that they just spoke out of turn and they hushed themselves up.
So what you say is true. You all know Russian. They are capable of many things, but lying is not one of them. I don't even know how to begin to understand what that means. This has never happened in all of recorded history.
Well, it's happened now, and it doesn't seem like it brings anything good. This has some connection with something that we found a while ago at some Arlean ruins. Shortly before that, we encountered a creature warlock who cursed or put some powerful spell on a friend of Gwen's that we were hoping you might be able to help fix. I haven't been able to break the curse myself. They had a book that was evil, inflicted pain upon us for merely touching it. And we found it had some connection with these ruins. There was a creature there, an undead creature, named Atkari, and she was a priestess of something called Volhai. I don't know if any of this means anything to you.
I'm not sure. Volhai, I seem to recall that name, but... And they return to one of their assistants. Like, is that not one of the Titans of Vol, I believe? Or was that Vilhek? I get them confused all the time. Perhaps you should visit our repository and speak with the twins, Droon and Julia. They are the record keepers. They are probably the most equipped to help you in your search for information on ancient names such as these or entities this sort. They're the most apt at this.
All right. I think that's what we needed more than anything, is just information or the chance to look for it. But we also need somebody to help us fix and break this curse on our companion, Eleanor. We believe she might have information further on this.
Well, of course, I will do whatever I can. Yeah.
No, passive perception doesn't. Let me roll it real quick. Actually, we'll be equitable about this. Rachel.
Mm-hmm.
You notice that while you're talking, that Father Ramon kind of glances over at Vincent a couple times while they're trying to focus on you. It's very quick, but you notice.
Is there anything else that I missed?
I'm assuming that was to the group and not...
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were asking him.
No. Sorry.
Yes, there are other parts of your story that you missed. Please, give me more information. Num, 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 num. Facts.
I was trying to twist that around in my head to make it make sense. And I think Bolster kind of motions towards help and says, we have another partner here with us who doesn't know where he's from. And I was wondering if maybe in your archive somewhere you might have information about it.
It's possible. They are quite extensive. You are, of course, more than welcome to peruse at your leisure.
I very much appreciate it. If someone can point me in the direction, we can head straight there.
Sure. Yeah. And he signs someone to take you to the archives. Yeah. Do you want to go right now? Straight away?
I was thinking about it.
Okay. I mean, you can.
Yeah, I think helping us, and I would just like split off and be like, all right, we're going to go find out where help is from. And we'll catch up back with you guys on the ship, maybe?
Sure.
Pace, be good.
Be safe.
I'll do my best.
Where is this one who is afflicted?
Would it be better if we brought her here?
It makes no difference, child. I can come with you. I would like to see where Rachel spends their time.
Let's go to the ship then.
All right. So y'all head back to the ship. Bolster, you come to a kind of a large library that is filled with lots of IRL books with like tomes and leather-bound tomes, scrolls, and you also see several computer consoles. Some of the computers quite old with like flashing green text on them. Others are a little bit more updated, but there's kind of like this hodgepodge from different sorts of tech from throughout the universe that have all been brought here to help store the different records that have been kind of accumulating throughout all these cultures throughout the galaxies. And while you're there, you see two individuals roughly your height, gnomes by the look of it, both with this kind of swept back black hair. One apparently male, the other female. The female is kind of seems focused on reading and is kind of holding this book that's her size as she flips over pages with like using her full arm to throw things over as she speed reads. The other, what's he gonna say? Hi, you.
Howdy. My name's Bolster Valentine, and this is my friend Help. And are you Julia?
No, that's my sister. I'm Drew.
Oh, Drew. I'm so sorry. Well, it's very nice to meet you. We were sent here to try and find out where my friend Help here is. Well, where he's from. He doesn't know, and thought maybe we could find some information in your records.
Okay. Well, if you need my help to find something, then just ask me, I'm here. That's what I do. So.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much. If you can point us in the direction where we would look at.
Yeah. So, I mean, you got any, like, he doesn't know where he's from? Like, where'd you find him?
We found him on a ship owned by Gridwalkers. They had imprisoned him in there.
Gridwalkers?
They're with Ocelot.
Oh, Ocelot. So you picked him up from people from Ocelot?
Yeah, they attacked us a while back, and well, it didn't go well for them. But they looked like they had also attacked this fella and imprisoned him on their ship. So he came along with us, but doesn't remember where he's from at all.
All right, so Ocelot had him gathered up. Look, this is a nice place to start. So just follow me, and I'll. Yeah, I think I know where to start. Just follow me, and we'll figure it out.
Oh, thank you.
And at that, like, Julia just sneezes without closing her mouth, and then continues reading and turns a page. And but yeah, so let's return back to the ship as you begin to investigate there. As the door, which I didn't think anyone shut it behind them, but maybe someone did. Anyway, you go through there, and just there's all the animals screeching and making noises, like pawing at the glass.
It is okay. It is okay.
Oh.
What fascinating creatures.
Yes.
Well, what are you doing with them?
I'm taking care of them until they can have homes again.
That's very charitable of you.
I guess.
Classic.
It's the right thing to do, so.
Yes, I agree.
Anyway, she's over here, though.
Yes, lead me to her, please. And what room was she in? I don't remember. I never remember.
Last I heard it was Rash's. I don't know.
So the solarium?
Mm.
All
That
right.
seems appropriate.
All right. So here's the thing. As Eleanor looks a little bit nervous as a new individual enters the room, seeing Eleanor, and at this point, Vincent, she is calmed down. And the Celestial Father Ramon approaches her, and with his hands kind of lifted up, very, very slowly, kind of brings his hands out, and the rest of you in the room feel this too. There's this, it's almost like this calming energy is kind of flooding out, emanating from him. And if any of you were anxious before this point, you feel less so now. The edge has been taken off of it. And he places a hand on either side of her face, with kind of like the thumbs going over the ears, kind of like that. And he asks you questions like,
What seems to be her problem? What have you noticed? What have you noticed?
I'm losing the voice. I don't know. Continue.
When you know the best.
She doesn't speak at all anymore. She doesn't seem to understand us when we speak to her. She's anxious, she's aggressive. And she's not herself.
I see. Well, let's see what I can do.
And we'll say that the solarium itself is actually facing the sun. And he kind of slowly rotates her so she's facing it, and he has the sun in his back. And he begins to speak in an arcane language. Rosh, you recognize the words. They're a mix of some of the scriptures from the passage of truth. It has different verses come from all over the book, and they're woven together with some of Ramon's own words that have less of an intelligible meaning, but they are unique to him as he kind of creates this thread together with the different scriptures as the sun appears to burn a little bit brighter behind him. His eyes go silver, and you see radiant energy begin to kind of emanate from his skin and travel down his arms. And as it touches Eleanor, the side of Eleanor's face, she begins to sweat and go rigid a little bit. Who would be like this? I'm going to say Rush and Vincent. you sense this, you don't like, or you feel like something pungent has just erupted in the room, something foul, and it's almost kind of it startles you almost, that just comes from nowhere as Roman begins to seem to struggle now as he tries to break this curse. But before long, in what seems like a moment to everyone else, he releases his hands, and Eleanor kind of takes a step back and looks around at everyone. And immediately curls into a ball and begins to sob on the floor. And Father Ramon kind of goes to a knee and places a light hand on her shoulder as she is sobbing.
Rosh, is she all right?
Go to her.
I go to her.
Okay. All right. And as you go to her, she notices you as you step forward, and between kind of racking sobs, she just reaches out and kind of grabs your ankle, and she pulls herself close and just like is sobbing against your leg right now.
Could I just sit on the floor with her?
Yeah. Man, I think this happens for some time. And Ramon kind of feels like he doesn't need to be here for this, that maybe what he was asked to do is done, and maybe she just needs to be with friends right now. That's his read of the room. So he softly kind of begins to back out of the room.
I catch him before he does, as he's leaving, and I just say, "Thank you."
Of course.
I wish I had been strong enough to do that myself.
You will be. Very soon, by the look of it.
We'll catch up as soon as... Do you want me to escort you back to the temple?
No, I'm fine. I've been walking this rock my entire life. I think I can manage.
I want to make sure she's all right, but I'll come by your office in a little bit.
I would like that. But don't wait too long before you see your mother.
I'll stop by and talk to her first.
Good, because otherwise she will talk to me for a very long time after you leave.
I'm sure that she has some words for me on how long I've gone without speaking with her.
I imagine she will.
Thank you for taking care of it while I was gone.
This is your family, and which means it's mine as well.
And he begins to old man walk out of there. All right. So after a while, not that long actually, only a few minutes pass as Eleanor cries, when it just turns into laughter. And she begins to smile, though her like eyes are like bloodshot and tears are streaking her face, and her nose is kind of like it's like snotty. She, I know what you're saying. And she just like is losing it. I don't think anyone has said anything just right now, but like she was kind of listening to Rosh and the father talk, and she, yeah.
After she speaks for the first time, Vincent's just like, sorry about dropping you in that hole. wasn't intentional.
What was that?
I'm a bit weird, and sometimes that kind of stuff just happens.
Okay. It's okay.
And I didn't mean to throw the ration at you. There's been some discussion about that. I thought I was giving you a ration. I was trying to be. It was an off day for everyone. And I'm very sorry about that.
I don't care if you threw a grenade at me. I can hear you, understand you now. I'm. What? Gwen! Girl! Hi!
Hi.
I think at that we'll take a break, actually. Meant to take one earlier, but yeah. So, first of all, thank you all so much for watching, and we will be back in 10 minutes. So, hang around.
Bye. I love you.
Welcome back, everyone. We are here for part 2 of session 16, I think, for Wildspace. And once again, the announcements for that I'd like to make sure to bring up is, once again, Mother's Day is this weekend. Just do some, just get something order something online now before you forget about it. Just get it off your plate. Make a couple more reminders. Send a call. You know, it's not that hard, but I know it's also not that hard to forget. So
Go
don't
order
do that.
Something right now. We'll wait.
Yeah, we'll wait.
Except we're not gonna wait.
We're not. We're continuing. All right, so we're gonna just swing right back to this solarium, where I think we'll just kind of speed things. Not speed things, but Eleanor, after kind of like sitting there with you all for a moment, and kind of like laughing, she's like, "If you want to get something to eat."
I pull out a whole bunch of like meats and bacons that I just had in my pockets that I stole from the feast.
There's probably still more food left at the temple. If you don't want
came from there. It's really good.
Yeah, you should bring that to that spider thing.
Yeah,
in there.
He can make lasagna for us.
Kitty. That's me. What
These
are
are
all
my
your
snacks.
names?
Oh, hello. I'm Pace.
I'm Eleanor.
Hello.
Hello.
I'm Vincent. I'm the
Vincent.
one that dropped you in the hole.
Yeah. Okay. Hi. I'm Eleanor.
I'm Rosh. I'm the one that threw the ration towards you.
Gosh. That's okay. And where's the fuzzy one?
That is Bolster. He is at the library learning things.
Okay. What about the other monster you have here?
Well,
The one with lots of legs?
Oh, help.
That's help.
Okay. All right. Wow. All right. Okay. Got it. Rosh, Vincent, Pace, help, and Bolster. Yes.
Bolster.
Okay.
Holster with a B.
Let's get something to eat. Let's go. I want to read a menu so bad.
Let's go eat.
I'm just eating bacon as we walk.
Okay.
There's a
I
ramen
catch-
shack in the bazaar somewhere.
I catch Rosh as we're all walking out of the room.
Yes?
Can all your people do that?
No. I didn't even know if Father Ramon could do that. But he's always had a very calming presence. Not unlike
something
yourself.
that's, well, some people would say otherwise. Is that something that is common among your people, that when he walks into a room, it's like nothing is wrong in the world?
It's not common to everyone. Everyone has their own light to share, their own gifts. Father Ramon's is different. You'd have to ask him.
Do you think that's something he can teach people?
Perhaps. He's the one that taught me. I know a prayer, a ritual that's similar to his abilities. You might remember I used it a long time ago when Friend was giving us a bit of trouble.
Yeah.
So I imagine he might be able to.
Is that prayer something you can teach me?
Of course. I could try.
I grab Rasha's hands. Thank you for bringing us here.
No thanks needed. I needed it as much as any of you. We can talk more about it later if you'd like. I know you want to spend some time with Eleanor.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you need?
So much. Let's go eat. Again.
Might find something. At least get something sweet or a drink, maybe. I know a few places around. Let's go.
All right.
Okay, I want to do that scene now, but let's go to Bolster instead, who's in the library. You're hanging out mostly with Droon. And Droon seems to be kind of looking over help and go, So you don't know nothing about where you're from? And help just looks at you, Bolster.
Do I hear anything from Help, or is he just waiting for me to talk for him?
Yeah, I think if you don't say anything immediately, Help was like, should I talk to him?
Of course.
Okay. And Help releases almost imperceptible pheromones into the air once again. And for a second, Droon's like, oh, come on, Julie, did you rip one? And then in his mind, he hears Help. He's like, that's right. I don't know. And we'll say you're in on this conversation too. It happens communally. He's like, well, that sucks. We'll help you though. And begins to look through files. Roll me an investigation check.
Investigation +8, 21.
All right. Shit. Okay.
That was our musical number for the evening.
Yeah. So, with a 21.
Next time on Glee.
So over the next, it takes you a lot of time, but based on how long this could have gone, not that much time, believe me. But over the next like 4 or 5 hours, basically from like, you're there until about 2 or 3 in the morning, and Drew hangs with you this whole time. He becomes very invested in this. Seems to really enjoy mysteries and solving them, and looks through it. Between the two of you find a very obscure reference in some bills of sale of some space-faring vessels that were purchased. And from your own memory of remembering what were in the Ocelot documents, you recognize that the manufacturer matches the one that was sold here. And you don't have an address quite yet, but you do have a sector. Beatree. With eyes instead of E's.
Okay.
And you know where that is. I'll add it on the map when we get back there. I lost all my frames. Is it the same for all of you or just me?
I
good.
can see you. I can see everyone.
Okay, I'm back. Sorry. Yeah, for a second, Zoom was like... Yeah, all right, we're good. Anyway, cool. So yeah, you have a sector of where the ships ships are manufactured. I didn't actually make the connection out loud of where that help was, and there's over the conversations that you've had with help over the past several several weeks at this point, you've kind of learned a little bit of what it remembers, and it doesn't remember a lot. Help seems to have some trouble recollecting some things, but Help knows that it built ships, and it told you a little bit of the designs that it used, the kinds of ships that they would make, and you are able to like kind of deduce like these are the kind so you make components like this, and like you were able to kind of like figure out like possibly a manufacturer that Help may have worked for through that, based on like what you've heard from him, and you find so that was the connecting point that I didn't say out loud. So sorry about that.
So the manufacturer is in the Beatree sector.
Mm-hmm.
That's where it's at. Okay. Well, that's some major progress. Space is big, and we just brought things down to a couple light years or so that's pretty good.
Space is big.
Yeah, it is. Well, I guess we want to see what your home is like. Maybe we have to research this Beatree sector a little bit more. Does it seem like we would be able to research further and find more closely where the the planets and stuff that are there, and like where Help's home would be located, or does it seem like this is as close as we can get here?
So as far as the data that they have here, let's say that you get a kind of a data card that has all the system information. It doesn't like tell you what's on the planets or what's on the sectors, but it gives you like if you input it into the Arcturus's central computer, it's going to import that nav data, and you can basically know the names of the different solar systems, different planets, that sort of thing. It gives you more map, not necessarily more answers, but more basically a list to cross off, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. So you can make your way down the different, and there are certain like habitable planets are like marked in a different sort of category than just other types of planets. So there's like little entries for better known space stations and that sort of thing. So you have a lot of information about the sector, but no further information from. Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Well, that's fantastic. And I think at this point, Bolster holds up his hand to high five Drew and is like, "Buddy, you did it. I really appreciate it, man."
Okay. That's weird. Where is that from? I haven't seen that one yet.
That's from back home. I'm sorry, man.
Okay.
Don't worry about it. It's just a custom.
All right. It's kind of unsanitary, though, right?
A little bit, but little dirt never hurt nobody.
Well, it has. I've read about it. It happens a lot more than you think. But you're all right. I'm glad you found some information. Sorry I couldn't help you any further, but yeah.
Thank you, buddy. And yeah, I really appreciate it. We'll definitely drop back by if we need help finding anything.
Oh, sure. Just letting us know. It's just me and Julia holding it down here. So,
man, that accent is so contagious. I keep on wanting to go straight into it. Dang it. Thank you, Drew. I guess
probably the germs from high five earlier.
Yeah.
So
yeah, you're right.
Hey, yeah, you're probably right. It's from the high five.
Anyway, I don't know anymore.
Okay.
It's past 9. No. Okay. So let's just make things super convenient. Bolster, as you and Help head back from the repository, you pass the gang who's on an outdoor patio of a blank restaurant.
Shawarma.
Not shawarma. We're not doing that.
Euros?
Okay, euros.
It's like shawarma.
It's like shawarma.
An Avengers moment.
We can't have an Avengers moment. It has to be a different kind of food. Excellent. So, and you see them, and they kind of like notice you and wave, and like, Bolster, you see for the first time as like, Eleanor, who once again halfling, her head has been like the hair has been kind of like shorn off of it, and it's been growing out over the past couple weeks, but it's still quite short. And you're Bolster.
Eleanor? Hey,
yeah.
That's fantastic. Yeah, I'm Bolster. It's very nice to finally be able to say hello.
Yeah, come on, pull up a seat. And you too, little guy. Help. Come on.
All right. Well. How are you feeling? Are you doing all the way better, or
I don't know. I can't even remember a time that I've felt more hope in my life. And I've got euros, and I don't know what this drink is, but it's fizzing, and I'm enjoying it. So let's just have a seat. Oh my gosh, it's I don't even know what to say. I'm just so happy that I can talk. So it's good. This is good.
I'm happy you can talk too. I'm sure you got a lot to say.
She just laughs like that's it. She doesn't even know what to say.
Bolster, they accidentally put some salad on my meat. Do you want it?
All of it. Yes, please.
There you go.
And I'll take some of that pineapple drink too.
All right.
In my mind, it's pineapple drink, so I'm just going with seems like a very sunny drink. I don't know.
Yeah. It's actually grub pea, but it tastes like pineapple.
For it.
I don't know. JK. It's something. All right. So, you all kind of like chit chat. Anyone want to talk about anything?
So I think Bolster asks Evelyn, so do you know what happened? Like what did someone attack you and like take you prisoner or something? Do you know? Do you remember?
Yeah.
Do you even want to talk about it, or do you want a few days?
I don't know. I'm happy to talk. I'll tell you that right now.
Okay.
But I don't know. Well, I mean, I've been following the kind of the Children of Volhai for months at this point. I don't know if you've heard about them, Gwen, but there's some ragtag group. But I heard a rumor that Beatrix might have been working with them. So I don't know. I looked into that. I don't know to what end. I don't know. I was just beginning to investigate that, and I was following a lead, and it led me to Yuval. And I, from what I heard, gathered information beforehand. I heard that a member of the Children of Volhai, they'd become in possession of something. I don't know, something of importance, it seemed. But I found him. I found him.
I'm sorry. I want to let you speak, but you say though Beatrix might be working with these people.
That's what I heard.
You find anything that support that, or?
Made some people talk. They described someone that fit the bill. There's not many people like us seen with types like them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Who's Beatrix?
I suppose it's time you all know. Beatrix was a sister of ours. Once. Of mine. She's like me. Sometimes people sisters who go through the transformation like I did don't handle it so well.
It didn't take with her.
She was very powerful, aggressive, angry, and much, much before her time. Gave in. Beatrix is what we call a primal. Those who, for whatever reason, give in to their curse.
She's a traitor.
She is. They give us ranks in our order. I was 7th of mine. And if something happens to those ahead of me, I rise in those ranks. By number. It's simple enough. Because of Beatrix's anger and need for blood, I went from 7th of my order to 2nd in a period of about 2 months.
Oh, man.
She killed all of them.
All of them.
There's something fueling her that I've never seen.
You think she joined this Children of Volhai?
That's what I heard. I don't have a timeline, but that's what I heard, that she's been seen with them.
It wouldn't surprise me.
Given everything we've learned about Volhai and their worshippers, it seems like it makes sense.
Beatrix was smart and strong and wanted nothing more than to be the most powerful of all of us.
I'm afraid that she is.
She's never fought me.
No, she hasn't.
Who's first in your order?
Wait until we open up the file. Just a second.
Susan?
Norman.
Jennifer?
You can pretend that you told me a name if you want.
I have a name. It's in here somewhere.
She does have a name.
Yeah.
She does.
I used to have.
I have it. Anastasia. Of the Phantom Blade.
Where's she?
I don't know. I assume somewhere trying to remedy all this, but she was made first as quickly as I was made second.
Do you think that this Beatrix person might target either one of you?
I'm sure of it. And so...
So I was trying to get ahead of it. Get her before she gets us.
Well, when it happens, we got your back.
I know. So she will not hesitate to kill any of us. And now I feel the guilt creeping in that I should have told you about this long ago.
No, it's understandable.
We all got rough stuff in our past. And it's kind of hard to bring it up a lot of times. It's easy to worry about, people leaving you behind, Y'all are as much a family to me as my family back home. And it was hard for me to talk to y'all about Ocelot and everything. I completely understand.
You are so kind, Bolster. Beatrix is not my past. Or not only my past. Our past. She is our present, our future. Our ever-creeping danger.
Well, she sounds lower than a wagon rut.
Yes.
Yeah. Apt.
She's a user.
It seems like she might be with somebody worth us tracking down, though. She might have some information. We don't have any leads on anyone involved in this blood of Volhai, or the connection to this second Ox stream that's been opened, or this invasion that's happening.
A what?
This Ox stream.
I was opened?
Yes.
At Yuval.
What do you remember, Buval? I guess you were more out of it than any of us reckoned.
You mean before y'all got me, or?
No, when we went back and we got arrested.
A few days ago.
I don't think you all understand what it was like for me.
Before you got captured by the warlock, do you remember anything? Were you kept there before they put this curse on you?
Yeah. I told you I was looking for a member of the Children of Volhai. Somewhere in Uval Station, but maybe I'm slipping because he found me first. No, I wasn't ready. He kept me there for a while. He asked me a lot of questions. I think I don't think who's trying to get me to talk about the Divergent Knights. I'm not sure, but I think he maybe thought I was working for Beatrix. Maybe like Beatrix might be trying to double cross the children. Maybe she wasn't the exile that she said she was. He tried to get me to admit to something that I couldn't. I wanted to. At one point, I really did. He brought in people. Just people. And tried to get me to talk about things, and me and then he'd put them in that chain net, and they'd stay there, reaching out to me with those eyes. Dozens of people that were there because I didn't say anything. And I don't know. I thought I was going to lose my mind. And I didn't even know what that meant yet. I didn't realize how terrifying that really is. A Burgle Plum got bored. He just told me he was bored. And then I don't know how long I was there before y'all showed up. I don't even know.
Do you remember a book? A dark one. Black bindings.
I don't remember a book exactly. I didn't get a good view of the whole room, but it was always dark in there. But my ears worked fine. I think Quibbit got a little bit overconfident. And he talked a lot. And I think he slipped something. I think I know where he was going to go before you all showed up. the Arden sector. There's a system there. Binary star system. It's called Al Ghul. Some kind of gathering place there where other children of Volhai congregate. And at this point, they're probably not expecting Burgleplump anymore, but and I don't know how long they all stay there, but there might be some people left behind.
Oh, I am so sorry. It sounds like you've been through worse than hell. I'm so sorry.
She kind of elbows you in the arm. It's kind of just like, she's emotional right now, and then she hits you.
Well, if it helps at all, we took Quibbit out for you. He's gone forever.
I gathered that. But it's good to hear. But I'm a little miffed I don't get a piece of him.
I imagine you might want a piece of some of his friends.
Yeah.
I have a feeling that this Arden system might be a good place for us to go next.
Y'all know we might want to talk with Rosh's dad a little bit more about what we can do about all this craziness that happened over at Yuval. I don't know, they might know a way for us to help somehow.
I just want to clarify one thing. Father is a title. Father.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I misunderstood.
No. Uline is my adopted mother. Father Ramon has been a very dear friend and mentor to me.
Now I get it. All right. That's my mistake. I'm so sorry.
That's fair enough. Can be a bit confusing to outsiders, I imagine. We should talk more, though. Find out what we can here about them before we leave.
Do we intend to be leaving very soon? Because I have a lot of things I would like to accomplish here.
I was going to suggest there are traders that make their way through here. This might be a good... I know there are some shipwrights, or whatever we call them, mechanics.
There's a lot of work we got to do on the Arcturus.
I'm sure there'll be people here that are willing to lend a hand, especially for an honest pay and fair rate.
Yeah. In other news, Help and I think Bolster puts his arm around Help's thorax and says, Help and I did a little research. We went over to the archives and we found what might be Help's system. Yeah, it's in the Beatree sector. We don't really know a whole lot more than that, but it's a big start. So that's real exciting.
Help goes in.
That is wonderful news.
That's amazing.
I'm a little worried about, Ocelot and everything. If Help's planet or wherever he's from is anything like where I'm from, you might not want to go back there just yet. But at least we'll know where his family is, All right. Well, we got a lot of work to do. I'm going to search for someone to help us start repairing this ship. Also, if y'all see anyone that wants to buy a amulet This one that I've been
No.
wearing for a while?
No.
Pace, I know what you're going to say, but honestly, right now, I think Ocelot's
No.
the least of the things we need to be scared about right now.
No.
Do you want the amulet?
Yes.
Oh, all right. Here, you can have it. Here you go.
Thank you. And then I put it on Bolster's neck.
Ah, come on, Pace. You can't. We can't.
Bolster, there is too much going on to risk another complication. Especially one like this that we have been running from and avoiding and fighting against for so long.
So, I mean, we got to think about this. We've got Ocelot, which is like the size of a galaxy. They're big. They're a big corporation. And then we have this giant unknown entity that just came out of, I'm going to call it the dark stream, but something new. And I kind of feel like Ocelot's, one of the things that could fight against them. And, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. And now I know Ocelot isn't the best, but, maybe we can talk to them about this threat. Maybe we can get them to fight it too.
Well, then I would rather to talk to them in a different way than them finding you and us getting arrested again in some way.
I'm not the Ocelot expert here, but I get the feeling they're more the kind who would try to harness the power that came out of that and have it go terribly wrong and make things a million times worse. So let's try and avoid bringing Ocelot into this if at all possible.
Y'all are right. I'm just struggling here.
I pat Bolster on that. It looks so good on you too. I mean, it would ruin the whole outfit.
All right, Pace. All right. I'll keep it. That's fine.
Thank you.
All right. So I think the rest, you eat, continue to talk about certain things. I'm going to dart around a little bit and kind of create some scenes real quick, if you all permit me. And for viewers, these are things that I've kind of heard people mention before, so it's not me like guiding them too much. It's more just like fast tracking them to do the things they want to do. Pace, you have questions. You've seen some strange things.
Yes, I have.
Which brings you to the repository.
I was gonna end that scene and be like, so Bolster, where was it that you were?
Yeah. So you go to the repository. This could be the following day, or actually, before I go into this, so I'm going to say that Rashil speaks with the Celestial Father, and there are several tradespeople that come together and are willing to help work on the ship. Go ahead and deduct that money from the party fund for fixing the ship. We'll say that it takes only 5 days to fix up everything, because you have a lot of help. But I think it does cost like 1,300 something gold. I think it's written down somewhere how much it costs. Also, if you want to add in certain things like fixing the railgun, let me know. But we'll deal with like the costs of those things a little bit later. But let's just say you all are here for about a week, if that's okay, like five days. And those of you who are not Pace, think about what you want to be doing over the next 5 days while I'm going over this with Pace. So Pace, you investigate within the library. How do you go about, what's the question that you ask Drew? Because as you go in, Julia's there, but she is has 2 books in front of her, and she's kind of like reading one, cross-referencing with another, and she's like, no.
Excuse me, I have questions.
Okay.
Do I just talk to you, or how does this go?
Drew normally talks to people.
Well, who are you?
I'm Julie.
Hello, Julia. I am Pace.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So first of all, I have a question.
Okay, you said that earlier. You said that already.
I was dead though, and I died, and now I have this tattoo.
Okay.
What can you tell me about that?
It looks so cool, I guess.
Yes, I mean, I did not want your opinion. I wanted like facts.
Oh, facts are harder. They're harder.
Yes, I know.
You want to know about your tattoo? Okay.
Yes.
Can I see it all the way, please?
Sure. I take off my like pelt and like my necklace or whatever.
Okay. She looks at the pattern and was like, "Yeah, that looks infernal."
Okay. I don't know what that means. I'm assuming I don't know what that means.
You probably don't actually. And it's like, yeah, it looks like a devil tattoo.
Well, I mean, that's not right because like my great, maybe it was just one great. I don't remember. My great grandmother gave it to me from the afterlife. So
okay, she likes devils.
Well, I mean, lots of people say that we look like devils, so maybe that's I don't know.
No, it's not that.
What?
It's not that it looks like devils. It is devil.
Excuse me, did you just call me a devil?
No, I said your tattoo is a devil.
Wait, I what?
Yeah, it's a tattoo. Yeah. It's
Okay,
infernal.
so please explain. I had to go through this with Bolster. He has to like tell me things much smaller because he understands them like this, but I understand them like this, so please do this size.
Your tattoo is infernal.
Ah! Okay, what do I do about this? Like, that's it?
I don't know. Maybe get like a low cut thing that goes over one of your shoulders, I guess.
Okay, great. That was good. Okay. Next question. So remember when I said that I had died?
Yes, I do. You just said it.
Yes. So when I was there, only my great grandmother was there, and everyone else was gone because like a hole was made there, and everybody like went through it and stuff.
Oh, did they fall?
Gone. Sorry, what?
Did they fall through the hole?
No, they like walked.
Oh, it was a side hole.
Yeah, it was like a door or something.
Yeah. Yeah. I call doors side holes.
Well, I mean, they are. That is very true. That's actually really smart.
I don't know why that.
This is like blown Pace's mind. Like, dang. But yeah, so they were there, and then this person showed up and was like, "Hey, heaven is over. Now there's a new heaven, like heaven version 2." And then made the door, and everyone was like, "Sounds great." And then they went through it, and now they're gone forever.
And they didn't invite you?
I wasn't dead yet, so.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, but no, it's not, because now they are gone forever, and I need to like fix it. So.
But isn't everyone who dies is gone forever?
No, because they were there, and then they were not there. So.
They're still gone forever, though, right?
Not really, though.
Well, they're like double gone.
Well, that's not really how it works. Did you ever learn the peekaboo when you were little? Like, they're not really gone. They're not there anymore.
Okay.
Now they're like also not there, and then like they're not there.
Okay.
So what can you tell me about opening like doors in like heaven and taking people away and stuff?
Sounds awful.
Yeah, it kind of is. Again, not asking for your opinion, asking for facts.
I don't have facts.
Okay.
And by that time, Drew shows up. He's like, thank you, Julia. Hi. Who are you?
Hello, my name is Pace.
Okay, nice to meet you. Welcome back.
How are
here.
you, Drew?
I'm doing better than I deserve, really. So,
are you okay? Do you deal in facts, sir?
I've been known to deal in fact too. What's up?
Okay, so I have this infernal tattoo on my chest that I got when I was dead. And what can you tell me about that?
I think there's a lot to unpack.
Okay.
right there,
so
see?
yeah, I see it. Yeah, that would look really great with something low cut that maybe goes over
Like
the
go
shoulder.
off the shoulder. Yes, I get it.
Yeah. Okay. Sure. So all right. I mean, I can see what I can do. It does look infernal though. Yeah.
Like
Okay.
slow side eye at Julia.
She's not looking. She's still like she's back at her books. She's like, no.
I love her so much.
No.
Okay, so like, do you have any books on like post-mortem tattoos and stuff?
That's a pretty niche topic, I must say. I mean, I can see what I can find.
Sounds great. I also have a second question, and just in case you come across it after looking for the first question. It is, when I was dead, apparently all of the people of my people in the afterlife were taken away through a door that was opened in heaven.
Oh, a side hole.
Yes, a side hole.
All right. Some sort of, okay, so...
Yeah, like a guy showed up and was like, hey, heaven is over. Now we're going to heaven version 2.0. And everyone was like, that sounds great. And then he opened the door and they went in it and now they are gone.
Yeah, I don't think that's how that works.
I don't think so either, but it happened, so.
So, all right, so okay, so you died.
Yes.
You went to heaven.
Yes.
Yeah, heaven.
Yes.
And no one was there because they moved on to another heaven?
Yes.
So you're kind of like in like a Home Alone situation?
Yes. I have seen that play.
Yes. So someone opened up a gateway within your plane to another one.
Yes. Apparently it was a part of some deal or something, because they were like, they did it and everyone was gone, and then they were like, I did my part or something.
Why, who did it?
So, like the dude who did it.
Who did it? Do you know who did it?
It was some guy named Rampant, who also happens to be my brother, who I also happened to kill. I don't know if that's that's like relevant.
I mean, yeah, you tried calling him?
No, you can't call a dead person. That's not how it works.
Okay, that's a fair point. Gosh, I don't know. I'll see what I can do.
I also have a third question while you were looking for that first question and the second question, just in case you come across it.
Yeah.
So there was a second arc stream that was opened up, and it looked like a bruise, like, but in the sky. And then these things came out and were like fighting everybody, and they were like really awful and gross and weird and stuff. And I'd like to learn more about them so I can kill them better later.
What kind of things?
They looked like this. Draws a really crappy picture. They were like bugs, but like also octopuses, but mostly bugs that were really big.
Okay. All right. Now this is exciting to me. Okay. All right.
Not okay. Great.
Follow me.
Okay, I will.
Julia, I swear to God, if you eat my sandwich, I will throw you out a window.
I leave Captain next to the sandwich to guard the sandwich.
All right.
Captain eats the sandwich.
And Julia is just like, no. But then she begins to look at the sandwich. But then you move to the kind of like the back layers of the archives, going through old tomes. And I'm going to quickly do the same because I did not realize I would want to talk as Drew and Julia so long, but it just happened. You find a book. Give me an investigation check to see how long it takes.
Is this related to question number 3 or questions number 1 and 2?
Well, let's just do a blanket one.
Okay. Because I have advantage on investigation if it's related to aberrations.
Yes. Let's do that first one then. Advantage, and then we'll give you a secondary roll for everything else.
Okay. Oh dear. Okay, 11 or 17. I will take that 17 plus nothing.
Okay, so you find a book. And it's written in a language that you don't understand right now, but there's lots of drawings and diagrams of different creatures inside. Drew just kind of like throws it at you, and you're kind of like you gotta catch it and like begin to like look through it. He's like, yeah, these old ones, they draw lots of pictures back in the day. So maybe, I don't know if you can find something that looks kind of similar to what you're looking for. I mean,
be forgiven though. It's an artist rendering. You know, it's based on someone's memory. So,
so can I borrow this? Do I need to like sign a paper and bring it back in 30 days or something?
Well, how would you just, sweetheart? How would you just take a moment and just read it right now, and then we'll see if you need to take it with you. Okay?
You mean these? Okay, fine. I will look.
Okay. And so you begin to look through, and as you're going through, you see strange-looking creatures, bizarre ones. They have like many limbs, several eyes. One creature you see looks like an orb with one large garish eye in the center and several weird stalks coming out of the top with even more eyeballs.
Reading. Are you sure this isn't just like somebody's like nightmare dream diary or something?
I don't think that it's not just that. It is many other things as well.
Okay, and then I will keep looking and flipping through pictures.
So you keep looking through pictures, and eventually you stumble across something that looks like that thing that busted out of Damina's head. It's very similar. This dark shape with tentacles, a sharp beak in the center, and as you're looking at it, the script that you're reading begins to kind of like look strange in your eyes, and the tattoo on your chest begins to glow. And then suddenly the script before your eyes is legible to you. And you read what is written there. The book itself is some sort of cryptozoology collection, but you see this creature that supposedly is some sort of parasite that burrows into only sentient creatures, devours their brain from frontal lobe to stem, and in the process eats and subsumes the memories of that which it consumes. And in some cases, possess the body and can continue living on as if they are that very creature. You also see theoretical origins for this creature. You read something that says the far realm. But Pace, you have gained the ability to read deep speech and understand it.
Dang. Level up.
All right.
Hey, thanks, Drew. Can I borrow this book?
I mean, yeah. Sure.
Thanks. Cool.
Just, I don't want to be rude, but wash your hands,
Hey, they're clean, though.
They're clean now. But I see your shirt. Maybe just wash your hands.
It's like you know me.
I got a hunch.
It's a good hunch. I will be careful with it, I promise. So I don't know if we need to scene change it. So about my tattoo though. Did you see it glow? And then just, I don't know.
Okay. We'll probably get back to that scene or more of that next time. Yeah. I'm going to go over to, let's say, there's 5 things I want to do right now, and I have 10 minutes. Let's go to Vincent.
Okay.
You're approached by Father Raymond. The Celestial Father Raymond. This has been a weird morning for you. Your back is hurting again. The growths have continued to spread.
the hard protuberances that are a little bit sharp to the touch. Where are you when the father like finds you? What are you doing when he approaches you?
I'm probably starting to direct the crewmen that we've hired to start repairs on the ship, which I already deducted gold
Okay.
from the inventory and put our ship HP back up to max. Unless
Okay.
we can't get it all the way back up.
That's fine. Yep. Approaches you say,
Now, Rachel has told me your name before. Vincent, right?
Yep, Vincent Lay, pleased to make your formal acquaintance.
and as you shake hands, there's a like an energy that washes over you for a moment, and you who are pretty used to comfortable in always being unsettled, I don't know how you react to a moment of clarity. Is it frightening or is it relaxing?
Depends on what becomes clear.
We shall see. We'll hold that for a second. As Father Running say,
There is a presence about you. Something you hold within. Something divine.
Okay,
But-
yeah, that presence. Wasn't sure which one you were talking about.
Yes. But as it seems you know already, it's swallowed in chaos.
Yeah, that was actually, while we were here, I was gonna find someone to talk to about that, so I'm glad you came and found me.
oh,
Yeah, here, let's find somewhere else a bit to talk about. Let's head to somewhere on the ship rather than talking out here in the open.
All right, that sounds fine to me.
Yep, just don't want to be around all the crew people listening in.
As you wish.
I think go see if the solarium's open. Don't know if Rosh is in there currently or not.
I believe they're playing mini golf right now. I think we should be fine.
All right.
Do have a bitch in mini golf course.
Yeah, but so yeah, about this divine presence and the chaos and stuff. So I guess I've been this way more or less since I was born. Someone at some point called it wild magic, and it just seemed to kind of makes sense. Weird stuff happens around me. Sometimes it's mild, sometimes it's less mild, but I'm pretty sure it's separate from that. There's also Sandy, the divine presence that you mentioned. I've seen them in dreams and visions. Sometimes we can actually communicate. Most of the time, if there's anything, it's just vague feelings. But it's this, as you said, a divine presence, divine figure. And right before we got to Yuval, they showed me a dream, a vision of something that seemed very eerily similar to what eventually came out of the second arc stream. Lots of blackness, void, but lots of pinpricks of light, which in the vision seemed like they were all individual lives, but for the most part I've felt pretty good and okay about this, all the stuff with Sandy. But that arc stream clearly wasn't okay. And I mean, Rosh and I have talked a bit about how, the light isn't always Good. The light can be blinding, and I can do the light that's in me. It burns when I let it out, and I'm starting to ramble at this point. So let me know if there's something you want more clarification on.
You are troubled, aren't you?
Yep. Oh, right. Yeah. One more thing. My memories have been tampered with. And Sandy seems to know a bit about it. Maybe. I might be reading too much into that.
Your memories?
Yeah. I don't remember my home much. I know I had parents. Can't remember their faces. Can't remember their names. I just know I caused a lot of trouble for them. That's why I ended up leaving home.
Perhaps I can help you. May I?
By all means.
And in a much similar way as he did with Eleanor, he places his hands on either side of your head, his thumbs pressed firmly into your temples.
There are knots within you. Such a terrible tangle. It's small wonder that I sense such conflict within you.
And it begins to cast a spell. And Vincent, it feels like the world goes upside down for a moment as kind of a wash of memories sweep over you. You see a ship right before it tore itself apart, sending your friends flying into the black of space, fiery golden wings slicing through steel, an explosion. Screams quickly silenced by the concussive void. And it was your fault. Of course it was your fault. But the scene shifts. From before the explosion, a room, machinery, pumping hydraulics, these images tinted green, light bending as if through liquid. Suspended in liquid, your hand pressed against glass, your fingers, only a few wrinkles at the knuckles, smooth. How young were you? Along your wrists, dozens of tubes ending in needles buried deep within your veins. Your lungs burn as if on fire. Bubbles. Bubbles. Bubbles rising like undulating jellyfish around you. People in lab coats that might be white or gray, but everything from here looks green. And you don't know how you know this, but you know they call themselves chefs. You see windows, frost coating them from the outside. One of the chefs approaches you, comes closer. Their face, the harder you try to focus on their face, the more muddled it becomes. And they loom large as they approach, their lab coat. On their coat, you see half of a logo, a band across the shoulder, the letters O-C-E. Ocelot. Behind them, paints of light or points of light on a display. Stars. You see stars. A system. Floating text, flashing. Zariah system. A holographic map spiraling around a blue sphere. Text pops up like a tooltip, hovering next to a single tiny dot. Planet. Amos. And that's where we're going to end the session for today. Thank you all for being groovy. And we'll be back in 2 weeks with the continuation of this story. But for all the other amazing stories on this channel, check in this Saturday at 5:30 Eastern Time. And check in with Survivors Complex. Next Monday after this one's going to be Apocrypha. And Thursday, the week after this coming Thursday, is going to be Tyfall at 7 p.m. Eastern. But once again, I really can't stress enough. Mother's Day is this weekend. Do not forget it. Thank you all so much for hanging with us. We will see you all next time. Thank you all. Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye. I love you.